Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to another episode of Magic the Gathering Duels with Planeswalkers 2014. Tonight I'm looking at the Chant of the Daya deck. It's a pure green forest deck which is very heavy on mana grabbing, getting as much mana as you can to pull out some really beefy, powerful creatures, particularly the Eldrazi, which is a specific sort of range of creatures. But you'll get to see them. There are different types of deck builds I've seen with this. The Eldrazi deck build is one, but because this is just the generic cards for the most part, that's what I've got. Anyway, let's hop into our first game of the evening, and this is just retarded. 6 lands, and here you can see is one of the Eldrazi creatures. It that betrays an 11/11 with Annihilator 2. Monstrous creature, cost 12, not hard to get in this deck. We're up against the Samurai. We are going to draw a new hand because that amount of land is unnecessary. 3 is good, with a Kalni Heart Expedition, more land there, Ripened Growth, more land, and we've got 2 enchantments of the Eldrazi variety, which we can pop down on a creature, should we get a creature, because we don't yet have one. But we'll go ahead and keep this hand, and start the game. See what Mr. Sugihara, the Samurai Chieftain, has up his sleeve. Here's hoping that in this session we will have a bit of better luck than we did last session, in which we played with the Deadwalkers, the zombie deck, and which sadly did not go according to plan. Bad card draw, as it happens, you know. What can you do? Very often I found that this game decides to choose one or the other extreme. You're either mana starved or you're creature starved. We have got a creature, however, the Path Rager of Ulamog, which is a 9/9, 11 cost, Annihilator 3. Annihilator means when he attacks, the opponent has to destroy 3 cards, whatever it wants. And he has played a Devoted Retainer. He has buffed this Retainer with a +3/+3, and he's going to hit me for 4 to the face, which is not optimal. We need to get some creatures and we need to get some lands out pronto. We have just picked up a green Sun Zenith. Search your library for a green creature card with a converted mana cost X or less, put it into your battlefield, then shuffle your library. So we can pay to pull out a specific creature, but we don't have the land necessary for that right now. So what we're going to do is just try grab as much land as we can, get this into our hand. Next turn we'll be able to get hopefully one more counter on here and get 2 more lands from that, and with a 4 cost maybe we might be able to find something for 3 in this deck. I've forgotten exactly the prices of the cards that I've got available, but they are generally quite expensive. There are a bunch of low cost creatures which are good. Some give you health, that sort of thing. Hopefully we'll see them coming out soon. Still cannot do anything about this attack. At least he has not buffed it this time. So we're taking 2 to the face. And we need more land. Okay, we are going to do this and see what we can find, because we have no presence on the field at all. This is not great. Okay, so what have we got? We've got Farhaven Elf, which is a 1/1, but she gives us an extra land. We've got the Grazing Gladeheart, which gives us 2 life whenever a land enters our battlefield. We've got the Scoot Mob, which can be quite ridiculous. It gains +1/+1 if I've got 5 or more lands per turn. I do not have 5 or more lands yet. We've got the Vastwood Hydra, which can be extremely powerful depending on how many lands we've got. And we've got this Fierce Empath, which enters your battlefield. You may search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost 6 or greater, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So we get to pull out a very powerful creature card with this. However, we do not have the land in order to use that one's ability. So what we might do is get a Farhaven Elf in order to get more land draw. We get another land, which will now give us our Kilharney Expedition, which we can now remove those counters and get more land. 2 of them, thank you. And that has what we got, 2, 4, 6, 7, I think. Which means next turn, well, we can't play anything in our hand yet. But we're alright on the mana front. What we will do is prevent the damage. We cannot kill anything this turn. Actually, let's save it. We'll leave 1 damage to hit him with. These creatures are not tapped. We are a bit low on the old health, which is a bit of a problem. And we've got no creatures with which we can play. We're still just grabbing mana, however you prefer to say it. We are not in a good position. Yet again, the cards are screwing us, unfortunately. I mean, we don't need 2 of these. Granted, I throw this down on him, 2 of them, and it's essentially an unstoppable creature. It does not get trample, however, which is a bit sad. But there is a creature. Should a creature already have trample? Well, you are in the big bucks. Right, fantastic card to play. We play this card. We get to play an additional land on each of our turns, and we get to view the top card of our library. If it is a land, we get to play it directly. Unfortunately not. It's another Daya. So we have a look here, Oracle of Daya. But at least we've got something. We can get this 1 attack through. We are looking very poor on the old health, unfortunately. If we can survive 1 more turn, we may be able to turn this around. What have we got? This has got Bushido 2, this has got Bushido 1. So technically I can sacrifice my Daya and destroy one of his creatures. Or we don't. We don't. We save. Hopefully we draw into some lands. Yes. Perfect. We've got 9, which means now, oh, we can hit him hard. We can hit him hard. We are going to pull out our enchant. It's going to go onto our Oracle of Daya at 12/12 with Annihilated 2. Now, we attack with that. Mr. Sigahara has to discard 2 cards, and we can hit him for 12 to the face. He's got 3 damage he can throw at me this turn. Has he got something else? No. So that's fine actually. Let him hit me for 3. Unless he has a buff, an instant that he could play, which could cause problems. I'm just going to do this because that's fine. It's going to become a 2 and going to kill my creature. We save 1 damage. We're still on 3 health, but unless some miracle is going to come along, it can't do anything. We could even pop another enchantment on it, but that's a bit of a waste right now. We're going to get some more mana, just because we can. Another 3, and therefore some of these. Fantastic. 2 of those would be great. A tree over there, and we may as well throw her out as well. You can see how this can get extremely silly very quickly with the amount of land that is set up here. Right, is this the game? He has to destroy 2 of his cards, and this is the game. GG, Mr. Sahimura, or whatever your name was. There we go, fantastic start. We have unlocked the Eye of Ugin, a colorless Eldrazi spell. Colorless Eldrazi spells you cast cost 2 less, which is fantastic. So this is a legendary land. We can pay 7 and tap it, and we get to search for a colorless creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle the library. A legendary land. First time I've seen one of these. But anyway, great. So that was a good start. We've unlocked a card. We're going for the second game now. Best out of 3, as per usual. We have got 2 lands. We've got the Eye of Ugin straight away. We have got a Scoot Mob, the Farhaven Elf. We've got an Explore, which will allow us to play an additional land and draw a card. and we've got the Oracle of Daya. It's alright. It's an alright hand. Uh, let's go with it. I would like a bit more options as far as mana grabbing. These are quite expensive. But let's go ahead and keep this hand and see how we can do against Ajani, which is the Exalt deck. Okay, low cost creatures, we can get the Scoot Mob out. It's only a 1/1, but as soon as we get 5 or more land, it really starts climbing. And I didn't realize that the counters added up every single turn at the beginning of your upkeep. If you have 5 or more lands, it will become a 5/5. Next turn, a 9/9. The turn after that, a 14/40, etc. And it can just snowball way out of control. Okay, a 3/1, no special abilities. Obviously, if this thing attacked, I would lose my Scoot Mob, which is not optimal. What have we got here? Okay, this is to summon a creature. Let's get out. I want to see... Oh, we don't need that right yet. We don't have any Eldrazi anyway, so let's rather play that and explore. We don't have any more lands to pull out, unfortunately, but we get to draw a card, which picked us a Rampant Growth, which we can use for next turn. It is... Oh, actually, I can play this now because of this. Alright, so let's ponk this down. And we're not going to attack. We don't want to lose our creature right yet. Hopefully, we can hang on to it until we've got a couple more lands. What is this? Oh no. He's giving it -2/-1 enchantment, destroys my Scoot Mob. Good move though. It is something you want to get rid of as soon as possible, because that can really just grow. You can see here, look at the beetles on the card in the picture. Just expanded, it's covering all the hills. Disastrous. Alright, we've got a Rampant Growth, which we get to search a library and put into the battlefield tapped, which is not great, but hey. Okay, we also have a Farhaven Elf, where it also again goes into the battlefield tapped, but we get at least a creature out on the field, and essentially she has served her purpose now. So unless he gets rid of her, we can use her just to block him and kill him. Why not? Next turn we've got the Rampant Growth to get more land out, and then we've got the Grazing Gladeheart, which, oh crikey, Divine Transformation. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Ouch. Ouchie. Okay, I am going to sacrifice my creature because that is a lot of damage to let through so early into this game. That is unfortunate. Alright, we have got another one. We've got 4 mana, which means we can't do all that much. We can play an Oracle and lose it pretty quickly. Let's play a Farhaven again. We just use it as sort of fodder, just to prevent any damage that this will come through, while grabbing some land in the process. And that's it for now. What can I do with this? It just sits here. Legendary land. It doesn't count towards my general sort of mana pool for some reason. I don't even know why they call it a land. What is this? Vigilance and Lifelink, a 2/4. Vigilance means it does not tap when it attacks or anything, so it's always active, ready to attack, ready to block. We shall again sacrifice our little elf. Save us that 6 damage to the face. And hope for not what I was hoping for. Okay, we've got 5, which means we can play 2 things this turn. Let's get a Rampant Growth. We need some more mana, please. Thank you. And we shall put out our Glazing Greatheart, which I actually should have played first because I'm an idiot. It says you whenever land enters your battlefield under your control, gain 2 life. So I should have played him, then done this Rampant Growth, and I would have picked up 2 life from that. But I did not think about what I was doing, and I apologize. You may slander me in the comments as much as you like. I realize I made a mistake. I do not want to lose my Glade Heart right now, but 8 damage is a lot. And I don't have much to prevent that. I'm going to... I may just have to do this, unfortunately. I can't guarantee I'm going to get a land next turn. Alright, I didn't. Okay, what we do have, however, is a Primeval Titan. And when a Primeval Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them in the battlefield, tapped, and then shuffle your library, which is great. We've got a 6/6 creature now. We're going to get mana from him. It's 2 extra lands. There and there. Which means next turn we can pull out a bunch more things. And that has 6 attack. Oh, now he wants to gain life. Old Ajani. Ajani. It's a very Ghanaian name, that. Ajani. I lived in Ghana for a few years. And I recall meeting an Ajani or two. Alright. What have we got? We've got a land we can play, we've got a Rampant Growth we can play, and we've got the Oracle of Daya which we can play. Let's play her out in case we can't pull out whatever's on top of the library. It would be nice to have a Kilney exploration thing. Whatever. Let's get some more land out. Confirm. Ah, wonderful. Ah, there she sits. Alright, and I'm thinking... Am I thinking? No, I'm not thinking. We're going to hold this guy for next turn. We can then pull out an Eldrazi. Not play him, but at least pull it out. Unless we can see one coming up in a turn or so. We do not want to attack. We're going to save this as a blocker. Both of these as blockers. What has he got? 2/3 whenever another creature enters the battlefield and you control, gain 2 life. Okay, so he's just looking at gaining a lot of life right now, which is not great for me because I'm down at 15. He's now up to 25. He's not attacking, however, but we can start collecting some land here. We can also search for a colorless creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. But we have to pay 7 for that. Let's get this land. 1, 2. Oh, fantastic. Oh, yeah. Oh. Why can't I play the next one? I should always be able to play land. It says here, you may play an additional land. Oh. Yeah, you may play the top card of your library if it's a land card. Does it only apply once? Okay, we don't have much in our hand. We could search a library for a green creature card with mana cost X or less, but the Eldrazi are rather expensive, so let's rather pay 7 and pull out the... Now we've got Ulamog's Crusher, which always attacks regardless with Annihilator 2. We've got It That Betrays, an 11/11 monstrous creature for 12, Annihilator 2. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, put that card under the battlefield under control. Insane. The Pathways of Umog, 9/9 Annihilator 3, and can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. Crazy. And then the Artisan of Kozilek. Kozilek? When you cast Artisan of Kozilek, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, which is also good because we could pull out the one that gives us health. However, I am feeling this guy. Confirm. It is now time for him to be very afraid. We are going to also cast this. We're going to spend our mana and we're going to pull out something else that we can use next turn as well. I'm thinking one of these little Glade Hearts. The Hydra is also extremely powerful. Let's get a Hydra actually. What happened? I don't understand. Why did... What? Why did it get destroyed? Why is it in my... I'm so confused. I'm gonna have to go back to the footage and see what I did wrong there. What happened? Why is my Hydra in my graveyard? Oh my word, it's because I'm an idiot, that's why. Because it comes out with 0/0 and you... Oh my word. There we go. What a noob. What has he done to me? Okay, he's given me -2, -1. I can, however, sacrifice her, which is fine. This does not, unfortunately, have trample, but it is going to get rid of something. One of his creatures. We are going to get more land this turn. I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I made that mistake with the Hydra. Okay, we've got 14 land. This is going to cost us 12. We're going to get it out. Whenever an opponent... Okay, out he comes. Boom. An 11/11 creature. Now I shall attack with my Titan. Will he block? Maybe. Maybe not. Doesn't really matter. The good thing about this deck is, as far as I know, it does not have... Oh, fantastic. It does not have Death Touch, which means that should he block it and then do a tiny bit of damage, it would kill this creature. So he does not have that. Now, don't know what he's going to throw at me. He's got no cards left. He's running out of options really quickly. He's not going to do anything. Alright, oh, we have got another Eldrazi. With Annihilator 2. When we cast him, you may return a creature card from your graveyard into the battlefield. Who would we choose? I think we would choose the Hydra, because I made an idiotic mistake this last time. Let's get our Hydra, confirm, and this time we're going to bump our Hydra up immensely. Why can't I return it and pay for this cost? That is a bug in my opinion. I want to play this onto my battlefield and then I want to add a cost to it. Oh, that sucks. Alright. Since we're here, we may as well just blow this completely out of proportion and get this one. Alright, now we shall attack with him, which will give us a bit more land. It doesn't matter if it gets killed. 1, 2, thank you. I've almost grabbed all my land out of this deck. Is he going to allow the damage to go through? No, he's not. He is going to kill it. And he's lost his most powerful creature. He's got 1 card left. What is this? Enchant creature gets 1/1. For each planes you control and has flying. Ouchie. Ouchie, ouchie. Ouchie. Ooh, he may have just turned this around on me. Let's get that out. Okay. He is going to have to lose all his lands. But I cannot block this flying, which is not great. Oh no, he's turned this around with this enchant. What an enchant! This Armored Ascension. Target creature gets +1/+1 for each planes you control and has flying. And he controls a lot of planes, but hopefully with 2 Annihilators, that's 4. Ah, he's got me. Wow, that was a play. That was a play and a half. He's turned this around. I have grabbed a couple things here from him. Bunch of lands. I don't know what I want to do with that. I've got life now all of a sudden. And he is blocking and destroying one of my Eldrazi, which is a shame. Do I have any more? What? Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't matter. I've got Ulamog's Crusher. Gain a little bit of health, which is not enough to save me. When our monster is in battlefield, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. No need for any of that. He's got 9 damage, it's going to come straight through to my face. I've got nothing at all to block a flying creature. He's bumping it up even further. Why? What is the point? I cannot block it. This has been a good game. That was a very good move on your part, Mr. Ajani. I almost had you. I almost had you. You may have that game. Wow, what a turnaround, eh? Just when you think that you've got it in the bag. That's how it goes though. You can never predict. You can never make assumptions in these games. Anything could happen. Oh, and there's this blasted Hydra I kept stuffing up with last time. I would have probably turned the game around if I had played that correctly, but no. So what have we got? We got a Pelaka worm, which gives us a lot of health. We got, again, we can find something in the library. We've got a Deer Heart. It's not a great hand. Quite honestly, I think I'm going to draw again, because these are very expensive and I've only got 2 lands. No mana grabbing. And we're playing against a Sliver deck. Draw a new hand. A little bit better. Firehaven Elves, Explore, and a Bountiful Harvest. We gain 1 life for each land we control, which is great. We're gonna keep this hand. Now this Sliver deck is all about synergy, and the slivers all sort of buffing each other and adding various abilities to one another, so they can get quite out of hand. Whereas I've got the large creatures, they thrive in numbers and overwhelming you with numbers. Okay, another land goes down. We now want to play we're going to do an Explore to get an extra land, or an extra card draw, which is a land. Fantastic, which means we can play this as well. And we can get this guy out onto the battlefield for now. I know it's not really necessary. I mean, we've got 3 land. He only gets buffed up after 5 or more. So we need 2 more in order to gain the abilities that come with this card. First Sliver is out. Creatures he controls gets +1 defense. So what should be a 2/2 is now a 2/3. Essentially, 3 cost for 2/3 is not bad. It's not bad. Okay, we've got some Firehaven Elves we can get out, which will give us more land, which is probably a good idea right now. We need to get as much mana as we can. Yeah, the earlier on we get the lands, the better for us. Now I could attack, but there's no point in that. He would just block and kill it. 1 more turn, and I can pump this up to a 4/4. Hopefully he doesn't give his slivers first strike or something. 2/1/1 colorless sliver creatures are on the battlefield now. So you can see he's starting to build up his board presence. It can be a bit of a concern. Now we can prevent this damage with her, and we may as well do that, because she has served her purpose by getting us a land for the most part. Okay, I've got 4. These are all 3. This is a 2 cost additional card. There's no banking that it's a land, however. If I pull this out, we get a land, but it's tapped. This one will give us life. We don't need the life right as of yet, we need more land. So let's play this. Pull out a land. Thank you. And skip attack. Next turn, this becomes a 4/4. And if he doesn't do something to get rid of it quickly, it's going to slowly spiral out of control. Ooh, sliver creatures have double strike. Oh, that's nasty. That is nasty. Okay, we are going to sacrifice her. We're going to take 2 damage because of the double strike from this guy. It would have been 4 otherwise. But okay, so now we get buffed. A 5/5 creature. We have it. Alright, let's throw down a land. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means you could play 2 creatures this turn. And this is whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, we gain 2 life, which could be good. We've also got this bountiful harvest. We gain 1 life for each land we control, which is probably a good late game play. When he does hit us, we can then come back and grab us a lot of life. So let's go ahead, grab more land, fill up our mana pool as quick as possible here. Alright, we get some life for that. And now we've got a 5/5 creature. However, all these have double strike, which means we can attack with this. Let's just think, double strike. When it has double strike, it will it attacks twice. So essentially this becomes a 4-something creature, 4/3 creature. I can block them unless he buffs it up. But he could kill this by blocking with both of them. So I'd rather not attack. I'm going to save this for my choosing, where I can defend against something particular and survive. Just a sliver, plain 2/2. There's a sliver creature that slivers have first strike. Ooh, that is a pain. There's one that your health and thing become +1/+1 for each other sliver on the board. Can get nasty very quickly. Okay, we've now got a 9/9, which is fantastic. We can throw out our Daya. Get to see the top hand of our card. We will play an additional land. We'll draw a card because we don't have a land, which means we'll probably draw into our Umog Crusher. Yes, and we've got a land which we can play straight away, which makes them cheaper. Now we can hit for a 9/9, but I think we want to save that for the block. Next we've got this It That Betrays, my 11/11. So we are not looking too bad right as of yet. We can afford to take a break, I think. Allow him to come to us. We have a little bit that we can use to block what he's going to throw at us, and as soon as we get out our Crusher, this is also going to be pumped up. Even with his double strike and his first strike, we may be able to deal with this situation. Now our Basswood Hydra, okay, the tokens, when it dies you may distribute a number of +1/+1 counters equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on the Hydra on any number of creatures. Which means, should he get blocked, we can pump this thing up to retarded amounts. We can also get out our Ulmog Crusher. Yeah, because this would only give us a 5/5, which is not great. So we're going to get out our Crusher here. And every turn that he can, he will attack, and his Annihilator 2 will be coming into effect, which is great. Now he's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possible damage here. Double strike, that's 18. He could quite easily kill this off with a couple of his creatures. I think we'll just hold off on the attack. We'll hold off on the attack. We've built up a formidable force here ourselves, while 2 of our creatures are the big threat to him. He's also very low on cards. So, and he's doing rampant growth because he knows he's going to start losing lands very quickly. As soon as this guy attacks, I cannot prevent that attack. A 17/17. We can now do a rampant growth. Get a bit more land, which will give us a bit more health. And that's it for now. Now this is going to attack. Annihilator 2 is going to come into effect. He's probably going to get killed, but let's swing at him with this. See what he does. What is he going to do? Oh, interesting. He chose to get rid of his creatures. What did he get rid of? Double strike. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, we've got some more land that can come out. I've picked up some health from that. No need for any of that. I thought this had trample for an instant, but no, it does not. Things are looking very good for us as of right now. He's just 1/1 is attacking us. Let's just sacrifice that little 1/1, which is fine. That's fine. And he still has first strike. You can see his health, his defense was not damaged at all. Now a 21/21. Look how it's spiraling out of control. Here we've got a Killarney Heart Expedition. We do not yet have enough for this. We've got 9. Even though this makes them cost 2 less, we need 10 in order to play this. But we can pay to get another Eldrazi out there. However, let's plonk down our Killarney Heart Expedition, Colony, and we've got a land here we can play. There's another one. Alright. We can play the Hydra, bring it out as a 7/7, but I think we'll hold off on that for now. We don't need our mana. Let's just go ahead to the next phase. The combat phase. He's now going to lose more creatures, because we're going to swing with him with this. He's going to have to discard some land. And look at this. This card alone could destroy him. And he has no way of getting rid of it right now, unless he's got a direct spell to do that. Now we're just going to pay and draw out an Eldrazi card. We shall get the... Look at this, cannot be blocked by 3 or more. When you cast him, we may return. Now we'll get this guy, because this is going to guarantee us a win, essentially, next turn. Because he doesn't have enough to block it, that will be a guaranteed 9 damage through to his face. Nothing you can do about that. He's got 1 creature, no cards. We've got this game in the bag. There's our 25/25. We're gonna plonk down our there's actually no real need for that. Let's get a land down. Get our counters. Turn that into more mana. 1, 2. In they come. Health is just shooting straight on up. And I may as well just spend some of this. I mean, why not? We'll spend that. Oh, we got another rampant growth. We may as well get some more land. And let's just gain a bunch of health. 38 to 54. Well, yeah. What's he gonna do? He's gonna block this. We'll let 8 damage go through. He's alive for 1 more turn. But after that, he's pretty much toast. 2 more lands gone. 25/25. This card spirals out of control so quickly. You have to get rid of it early, before the opponent has 5+ lands. Because it's just ridiculous, actually. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, he's dead. That's it. GG. That is the game. You don't even need to play any of these. Let's just skip straight ahead and attack him with these 2. Has to throw away some more lands. 29 through to his face. +8. What's that? 37. GG. Well, there we go. I've unlocked a Bountiful Harvest, which is what I played just turn before. I gain 1 life per land. And that is the game. So that was 2 out of 3. Not bad at all. Let's take a quick gander at the cards themselves in this deck that I've got so far. Right. The Eye of Ugin, which we picked up in the first game. Again by the Scooter mob. Absolutely overpowered. Absolutely retarded if you can't get rid of it. Oh, big trouble. The Green Sun Zenith, where we can find us a creature. Our Hydra, which we never played, but can also be extremely powerful. These Colony Heart expeditions get us lots of extra land. They explore to play extra land and draw a card. Great, rampant growth, draw more land. The Grazing Glaze Heart, which gives us health regain, 2 per land when it comes into play. Our Farhaven Elf gets us land. We get to pick up a card. We saw this guy, the Fierce Empath, which allows us to grab a card of 6 or greater from our library. There's the Oracle of Daya. We play with our hand open and we get to play an additional land. And here we have a Woodborn Behemoth, which we never got to see. But as if we control 8 more lands, he becomes an 8/8 with trample. So you can see these creatures are big and beefy, but they sort of rely on land, many of them. We've got the Spore Mound, which is whenever a land enters the battlefield, we get a 1/1 Sprogling creature. So just sort of start spamming out creatures the more lands you play. And obviously, you queue up a bunch of these land grabbing cards, as well as, for instance, the Primeval Titan, which when he attacks gives us 2 more land. You can just see your battlefield getting completely out of control. Bountiful Harvest, which was life gain. This is also life gain with a 7/7 Trample Pelaka Worm. And now we've got the Eldrazi cards. All is Dust we did not get to see, but essentially destroys every permanent, doesn't matter what color, every person controls. So if you're struggling up against a deck that has got a lot of creatures, you've got 1 or 2 creatures, and you are being overrun, furthest down, wipes the board, fresh start. Here's the Ulmog Crusher, which has to attack every turn. We saw that the last game. This is the enchantment, +10/+10, and has trample and annihilate 2. There's the Path Razor, which can't be blocked by less than 3, and the Artisan of Kolizek, which returns creature from the graveyard, and that betrays the massive 11/11 Eldrazi creature. Up here with some of the cards I've unlocked, another All is Dust, another Crusher. We've got here an Into the Wilds, which allows us to look at the top card of our library, and if it's a land we get to play it. And then the Terrestodon, which is a 9/9 creature, so it's a beefy creature. But when he enters the battlefield, we may destroy up to 3 target non-creature permanents, so sort of enchantments or equipment or that sort of thing. But for each one we destroy, we have to give that person a 3/3 green elephant. And that's all the cards that I've got so far. There's still 17 locked in this deck. In here, I'm not going to sneak peek into there because it's a surprise. But that has been the Chant of Daya. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Magic the Gathering Duels with Planeswalkers 2014 with me, Braden. If you are liking and enjoying the series, please do hit a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Do check out some of my other series, which I've got going on at the moment. And until next time, look forward to hearing from you. Have a great one, and bye-bye.